Good morning, viewers, and welcome to a brand new week and episode of the Now Streaming Show coming to you live from ACNN TV here in the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. Apologies for starting behind schedule. Nigeria will hail our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria is a land of extraordinary promise, rich in resources, culturally diverse, and home to a people whose resilience is unparalleled. But as we step into this new week, we must face the reality before us: rising unemployment, insecurity, poor infrastructure, and a widening gap between the people and the leaders meant to serve them. This morning, we begin with an honest conversation, not to dwell on the past, but to challenge the present and to inspire the future. The question is, how do we move forward? And when will our leaders put the people first? I am your uncle, Boluwatife Adigboye, and joining me in the studio is my co-anchor.
Okay, so thank you so much, Bolu. It's nice to be on set with you this morning.
Good morning. You're looking so good this morning.
Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you very much. And also with me in the studio is Honorable Chief Edmond Bartholomew, who is a political analyst. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice seeing you again.
How was the weekend?
We praise God.
All right, thank you very much. And joining us later virtually from Lagos is Comrade James Chidebere Okeke, who is a political analyst also. You are welcome, guests. You are welcome. Kwanko, good morning.
Thank you, brother.
And how is the weather? I hope the rain is not too much.
The sky was a little bit friendly today.
Just friendly.
Yes, we hope this August period we are supposed to experience rain, but unfortunately, FCT has not enjoyed the downpour unlike previous years. But probably we can't factor it probably because of the hardship or the development constructions. So we cannot really say, but we hope maybe as we are going into the next weeks, maybe we will enjoy the downpour of rain.
All right, thank you very much. And something, from what I guess said, I hoping for showers of blessing to the downpour. From now, the heavy downpour, because this is not the usual downpour.
Yes, that is a fact.
I really do not have an issue with the rains. It's made the weather more conducive. Sleeping at night has never been better. But the only challenge with rains in Abuja is we lack good drainage system. And that is one thing we really need to look into. I realize that we construct roads without good drainage. Because once it rains, you will discover that roads are flooded, and it now increases the hold up. Recently, just on Saturday rather, after that rain, I wanted to drop off someone at Apple, and you can't believe that all the means I tried to get to that place, I was held up on the road for over 2 hours, getting to 3 hours. Why? Because of bad drainage system. So Abuja, it's not just all about building roads. Can we also build roads that when it rains, cars can still move out freely? Because the major roads that we have are really, really bad on rain. All
right, thank you very much. Viewers, remember, you can be part of this conversation by calling the number on your screen, or you can send us messages via our social media platforms, also showing on your screen. And before we delve into the conversation this morning, let's quickly take a look at the newspaper headlines that came in this morning. And we'll start with my co-anchor this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Bolu. Starting from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Above the masthead there, we have P2B has integrity. He will keep his one firm promise. It's still not realistic to me anyway, but that's what it's been said. He has integrity and he will keep his one firm promise. Then just beside that, we have Obasanjo Library kicks as EFCC raids hotel. We can find that on page 6. Also, we have FG to pay 7 month arrears of doctors' health workers. This is concerning the looming strike. We can find that on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. And the major story we have says sugar importation rises as local production flatters. This we can find on page 25, and the reason is due to the sugarcane farmers are lamenting over neglect and access to sugar refiners rather. And we have something on 2027, the election. It says Niger Delta will support only Tinubu. This is coming from Atauro. We can find that on page 17. And lastly, what we have on the Vanguard newspaper, it says Tax Reform Act will cripple our operation in 48 hours. This is coming from AON. We can find that on page 9 on the Vanguard newspaper. And quickly moving to the Punch newspaper this morning, above the masthead, it's a warning on the flood crisis. We have FG predicts more devastation in 15 states. This we can find on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. And just beside that, the Indian buys Nigerian crude as Dangote imports US oil. That we can find on page 20. And then the major story we have on the Punch newspaper, it says states hit by 68% spike in foreign debt payments. We can find that on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And also we have a picture of some people that have been arrested by the EFCC, 93 suspects for internet fraud in Ogun State. These we can find on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. And lastly, what we have to take on the Punch newspaper, it's a story we can find on page 4 and 5. It says another UK-based Nigerian jailed 5 years for rape. That is all we have to take this morning on the Punch newspaper. Thank you, Bolu.
All right, thank you very much. And we move very swiftly to the Guardian newspaper this morning. And above the masthead, we have Abiodun Daniel Biker over demolition notices on property. You can find that on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. We have new constitution. Senate welcomes recommendation at public hearing. That story is on page 3. And we have Atiku Falana kick as NYSC defense withheld certificate. That story and more is on page 4. We have the leading headline there that says from Broad Street to Atlantic City, congestion, asset depreciation pushes HNIS and businesses to Eco Atlantic City. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And we also have below the masthead, we have crack widening ADC coalition as Shekerau and allies consider new platform. We have that on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And we also have landmark vaccine trial raises hope for cancer patients, and that will be a very good one if it succeeds. You can find that story on page 4. And to get many more about all of the stories on the headlines that we've read to you this morning, ensure you grab a copy, and that will be all that we will be taking on the newspaper headlines this morning. And we dive fully into the topic, the trending stories this morning. And I will be starting with our guest this morning. But my producer just told me before we do that, we want to welcome our guest who is joining us virtually from Lagos, Comrade James Chidebere Okeke, who is a political analyst. Comrade, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. And how is the weather in Lagos this morning?
Lagos is fine, but I think you're not audible enough. I'm not hearing you very well, though.
All right. Thank you very much. We are glad that you have joined us virtually this morning. And I will come to our guest who is in the studio this morning, and we are talking about for criticizing Tinubu. NYC allegedly refuses to certify Rai after service. And also, an addendum to that, because what she said is smelling Lagos while we withheld Rai's discharge certificate. This is coming from the NYSC. What do you want to make of this?
Our institutions are turned to caricature of agents of politicians rather than of the institution into which it was formed and created. It's so ironic to hear such activities playing in this 21st century. As Nigerians, we should be ashamed of whoever that has made such retrogressive and myopic actions against the candidates that have enrolled legally. And we have freedom of speech, freedom of expression. It has nothing to do with the role he or she has played while serving the country. Everybody has the right to criticize. We have criticized the government, and we have applauded them where necessary, where they have done well. And it is our right to do that at any time, no matter the pain in which they take the pinch of advice. And it is a constitutional right. It's a constitutional thing, and nobody had to truncate it.
All right, thank you very much. And I will be coming to join Comrade this morning, who is with us virtually. One of the sections of the guidelines of the NYSC Act, it stops or refrains NYSC core member from criticizing the government, as it is also seen that as it also applies to civil servants, that when you are working for the government, you are not expected to criticize or denigrate the government. Comrade Chidebere Okeke, what do you make of this?
Please, can you rephrase your question? It's not very clear here.
All right, what I said is that in the handbook, the guideline and the handbook of the NYSC Act, one of the rules states that you cannot criticize or denigrate the government while serving as a COM member. Will you say she has denigrated or she has criticized the government or painted the government in a bad light for this to have warranted them to have, withheld a certificate of discharge?
Okay. First of all, it's not a bad thing anywhere for anyone to condemn any evil they find out or see in the society. That is the basic way to grow. Anyone who is afraid of criticism is afraid of growth. That is one. Then, after that criticism, we suspected this will happen. And let me tell you, the witch cried in the night and the child died in the morning. Who killed the child? That is the question here. So, if any government is afraid of criticism, then they shouldn't first of all near governance. Before you think of leading the public, you should be able to know, or you should put it at the back of your mind, that your loopholes are there in the public domain and people are going to talk about it. Sometimes basically for you to sit up. If you see every criticism as a way of pulling you down, then you are basically not willing to grow, and you will get more and more of the attacks. But when you welcome most of the criticisms as a good way to grow, had it been the president or the NYSC, whatever, is careful, it would have been an opportunity for them to do things differently. What the lady complained, what the system, you are aware that immediately after her complaint, they started paying coppers whatever 70-something thousand naira, which they have promised, which is not even enough, and they refused to pay before. So these are the things we are talking about. Had it been they are careful, everybody saw this coming. And it is very bad when people say you must fall into a ditch, then you still get there and still fall into that ditch. It is very, very bad. Sometimes if people set a milestone for you, even if you fall, make sure you surpass it. So withholding the lady's certificate, to me, it is just something that we all know they will do, and they later fell into that ditch. It's quite unfortunate. This administration is gradually, sliding into anarchy. But it is very, very bad. It is very, very bad of this administration. We urge Mr. President to, intervene and interfere in this affair before it further paints his administration black. Even as dark as it were now, it will go very, very dark. So that is my opinion.
Comrade, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm the co-anchor on the show, Somto by name. So, comrade, I want to ask you this morning: is Lagos smelling, or does Lagos smell? You are in Lagos, so you're in a better position to make us understand. Is Lagos smelling, or does Lagos smell?
Okay,
comrade.
The truth is that this is Lagos where we live in. I wouldn't tell you Lagos is not smelling. I would not also tell you Lagos is smelling. The point is that the city needs to, rise up to standard city. It needs to do better. I am very, very sure Lagos can do better than this. Thank you.
So you agree that Lagos is smelling, comrade?
Anyway, it is you who is telling us that the priests do wear trousers. We are not aware, sir.
Okay, all right, comrade, I get that. Because I lived in Lagos. I schooled in Lagos. My secondary school, where I was mostly in Lagos, so I can attest to what Ray the Copper had lamented about. And one thing with Lagos, Lagos might be a very beautiful place, but one thing I've got to understand about Lagos is you can barely count the numbers of trees in Lagos. That's how Lagos is. You would stay and you would search for trees. Well, you can't get it, and these are certain vegetations that helps keep our environment fresh and cool. And I really don't want to speak about that. Bolu, you have the ship.
All right, thank you very much. And the NYC bylaw I was trying to quote the other time states it restricts core members from making press statements on policy without approval and from engaging in partisan politics. But there are no rules that prohibit core members from expressing critical opinions about government or policies. So just to state that very clearly. And some persons are of the opinion that it was because of this lady that the government started paying the NYC core members 77,000 naira. What do they call it now?
Increment allowance.
Allowance.
Yeah.
And some persons are also of the opinion that it was just a mere coincidence because there has been a bill in the National Assembly, and for a bill to be passed into law before it can be assented to, it has to pass from first reading, second reading, public hearing, third reading, then the president assenting to the bill. Do you think it was just a mere coincidence, or it was because of her that the increment was made?
Now, I want to remind us a very critical issue in this country. We had a president that the first lady criticized his government, criticized the husband. Was she chased out? No, they only reminded her of her position in the kitchen and the rest of it. If we had to, this is a young chap trying to diagnose the reality of life, having passed through the four walls of the class. And if she sees things that are inappropriate, things that need to be done to enhance the living of students around, there should be kudos to that. I don't know why they need to flog a young chap that is a leader of tomorrow, because this government never believed that the young ones are going to be leader of tomorrow. If not, they would have, cautioned themselves on some certain actions. However, there is a positive angle from her spoken words, and that positivity has reflected and touched the lives of others. So if she has to be a scapegoat, I want to assure you that tomorrow it will only lift her, but not degrade her. What is happening to her is something that actually has sparked out consciousness in her, to embolden her the more, to make her believe that she can actually be an activist rather than actually being only a mouthpiece or based on inconvenience. There's something that APC government has always been doing, elevating people that are supposed to be ignored, making them a national figure. I want to bet you she's now a national figure. No matter the coincidence, no matter what has happened, she has actually attained where she never believed she's going to. And people need to take a bold steps. Always take a bold step in condemning things that are not proper, in actually to find solution. That is the reality about that. And no matter what has happened, yes, she never criticized the government. She only said what is happening at this point is not fair. They need reform. Is it criticizing? If the government ought to pay some certain amount and they are not paying, is it criticizing? So the government on their own naturally diverted the fund or what? If the government can only give her kudos for making sure that they expose corruption within the system. Government is not known to keep corruption or could condone any. So she only exposed something that will enhance the government prudency on checks and balances. And that's the fact.
Thank you very much. So, like you have something to say.
Yeah, Bolu. Do you know when exactly the 77,000 naira announcement was made for the first time by the government?
By the government?
Yeah.
I don't think I can recall that.
It was done in 2023, March.
I think that was during the last
2023 March. That was when officially it was announced.
It was announced.
When was it implemented? 2024. Okay. So you could see, yes, you're trying to something I strongly believe is
no, it's just setting the record straight, because when it was made when the announcement was made in 2023, I'm trying to remember the name of the honorable. It was from the House of Representatives, that's the lower chamber of the National Assembly, where the bill was first mooted and it scaled through, and that but then the only challenge is the pace with which
it ran.
It ran. It was for probably public office holders.
Exactly.
It could have been faster.
How long?
Because when you make some of these moves, when you make some of these moves, you first reading, second reading, public hearing, third reading, and everything, and before you can even make budgetary allocation. In all,
then let's give Ray the kudos for fast tracking it, because the truth remains that it was after her outburst that the NYSC started paying. Okay, imagine how long did it take the House of Senate to approve the change of the national anthem? It was less than a month. I'm
saying that the pace with which
that is where we are getting. But all I'm trying to say is let her get her flowers. It was strongly because of her. That was why the payment of 77,000 naira was fast-tracked than it should have. Some people would have said, even if she had not spoken, they might not have paid. But who said so? Nothing will have happened. It was her cry that stirred up everywhere, and then they decided to now do it. It was because of her. So let her get her flowers. And concerning NYC members not permitted to criticize the government, let's get something straight. These people are core members. Yes, they are not.
No, they are not actually. But then
they are not. Yes. No. Let's call it spade a spade. If you forget the fact that at times the government say NYSC are reserves for war, for military and all of that. NYSC is here paramilitary. Is NYSC a paramilitary? No, it is no. There's a reason why I'm asking. Is it? No. Neither does it fall under the military. What benefits do you think a core member has? Does the paramilitary, the people that are strictly
They're only just passing through training.
Yes, through training. Not even, they're just serving their father's land. The only people that do not have the right to say anything whatsoever, not even to vote, are those in the military, yes, and the paramilitary. Why? They have certain benefits. They are like purely government properties. Forget the fact that they say as a copper you'll be government property. Police will still beat you, army will still arrest you, they will still send you to prison even as a corps member. Gone are those days when you hide under the shadow. So there is nothing. So they're saying that the law as a corps member you can't see. They are just citizens of the country that are forced to serve. No, no, we are not talking. She did not flatter any rule.
I'm saying, you are saying that
she is purely a citizen, forced for a 1 year mandatory service. The truth is, NYSC is a forced mandatory service. It is not optional. That is what I'm telling you. It is not optional. If you make NYSC optional in Nigeria, I bet you that the number of people you see going for service, you won't see them. The reason why I served Nigeria, it's because it's forced. It is mandatory. Without it, you can't work for the government and all of that. Forget the fact that NYC is not forced. I would not be there. What will I wear the khaki for 1 year? Do you know what I can do with 1 year? So what I'm simply trying to say is she remains solely a citizen of Nigeria. She still has her right to say the things. And what exactly did she say? She only kicked against the bad treatment they are receiving as corps members, considering the hardship of the economy. And lastly, to just add to it, if as a corps member a 1 month absent for your NYSC, this thing, it is not enough for your certificate to be withheld from you. I bet you it is not enough. Do you know why I say it is not enough? Because in such cases, your CDS officers usually they just give you a book, you write a letter stating the reason why you missed it, and even if you do not, you can still get your NYSC discharge certificate with that absence on your portal. A whole lot of people had missed once, a whole lot of people had missed twice, and they still got their certificate. Ray is only a scapegoat in a failed country where the law and the constitution are not working. One absence from your clearance is not enough for an extension of 2 months.
All right, thank you very much. What the NYCDG said, or their PR and what have you, they said about 133 and corps member were also extended by the same number of months, and these are people that you and I don't even know, and only God knows whatsoever it is that must have transpired behind this.
She said she went for the clearance. Her LGI, her CDS officer, kept asking her to go to the back, and at the end of the day, she said she would not clear her. This is something that is common and once you go for clearance, if you don't be at the front. But she said she was there.
I am not the mouthpiece of the government, neither am I the mouthpiece of Rai. I'm just here to set the record straight so that people would understand.
She released a post. Check it. She said she went for it. She was denied it.
She spoke for herself, which is one of the things we are discussing. What she said is what we are discussing this morning. What NYC said is what we are also discussing this morning. We are just to give.
But we know NYSC is just what they are doing is wrong. Let's not even defend the NYSC.
I am a journalist.
I am also a journalist, but we will call a spade a spade.
Just to set the record straight, not to either fall on either of the parties.
We are setting the record straight. What we are saying is NYSC, what they are doing is wrong. Okay, can the CDS officer come out clearly to say Ray did not come for her clearance during April's monthly clearance?
Whatsoever it is, I think there should be an internal mechanism to check the excessive, because
we live in a failed country.
It's humans that are in charge of this system, and wherever you have humans, things like this are bound to happen. So whatsoever it is, there should be an internal mechanism by the NYC to be able to check the excesses of their staffs at any point in time. And I understand that, comrade, you have something to say just before we go to the next topic, sir.
Comrade? Yeah, see, when we talk about suspending her for just one, not being cleared for 1 month, I think the NYSC also has their code of conduct. And I think it does not permit one to go for service extension for just missing only
1 month,
one
exactly.
CDS. If it had been up to 2 or 3 times,
yes,
I think that would
yes.
be hard to. Yes, I think I remember when we served, we were told something like this. That was 2011 or 2011 slash 2012. So one not being cleared for 1 month does not qualify her for service extension. At least it must be up to 2 or 3. This is just the same thing as saying one mistake in your office, you are fired. Yes, we understand that some companies actually apply the hot stove approach. Once you make any mistake, it leads to direct expulsion. But many organizations has found this not to be very effective as well. That is why you see some first instance, you get a warning letter, you see you are called for your query. Then at the end of the day, in the third instance, you are fired. I think in the case of NYSC, it's 2 to 3 clearances that you did not do, or 1 or 2 omissions, because it's not only about even not coming for clearance. There are other things you can commit, which by the regulations of NYSC, you also can get service extension. But I think it should be at least 2 or 3 in your file. So if they have documented the outburst on her file, then it is very wrong. She spoke out against an ill she observed. How can she be managing 33,000 naira in the society in the scheme when she spent virtually 200,000 naira at the end of every month, and you expect her to keep quiet? I think we should begin to the point where we have a gap here is not, being accommodative to not accommodating criticism. Because if we do accommodate criticism, I think the government should be able to know that what the lady did is not a bad one. At least they helped to expose whoever has been sitting on that allowance for a long time that it was announced. The lady was, she heard it, and probably she was thinking probably she is even going to complete her service tenure without receiving that money. Then where will she get the money to pay off her debts? So she screened out, and you can see after screening out the whole thing. So does it mean that she would have kept mute and suffer it till everything goes down? So I think tolerance, I think, is what we have here. The president, I repeat again, should not see these people as helping his administration. Overzealousness has made this person to, you are trying to protect the president, you are trying to protect the governor of Lagos State so that they will not say anywhere is smelling or that they will not expose your administration of whatever. But you act also you act in extreme. The action has also gone in extreme. So that is, they are also trying to, paint his administration black. However he sees it, he thinks they are helping him. The answer is they are not. Overzealousness, when these things are exposed, you should, exonerate yourself. Expose who the fuck is sitting on this people's emolument or remuneration, and punish accordingly, so that we don't see loop-sided administration. That is what I have to say here. I think the government should be more accommodating to criticisms and decent voices. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And away from Rai, NYC, Broha, and everything, let's go very political now. And what we have here say is PDP has issued a stern warning to members openly endorsing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 27 re-election bid. I think we should stay with Comrade. Comrade, what do you make of this? The open endorsement and approval of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027 re-election by top party bigwigs of the People's Democratic Party and some other big opposition figures. What do you make of this, Comrade? Because I understand you're a political analyst and, your thoughts.
Yeah, see, very soon, very, very soon, I want to repeat, very soon you will see those things, they will stop happening. The point is that a lot of people have been, made to be scared you can see basically all political parties in Nigeria at the moment, apart from APC, none of them is stable, courtesy of the ruling party. The ruling party has found a way to, put fear in all the politicians who have across the world. So the only thing they are doing is just because they feel with this kind of impunity, with this kind of action, imagine the president going to remove a sitting governor who is constitutionally null and void, which is constitutionally not allowed. So most of them now think if the president was able to do this and nothing happened, then who are they? So most of them you see who are actually putting up this support, or who are actually the campaign to APC, very soon when they find out that the opposition, the major political party, is having is solid on the ground and can do a kind of strong opposition, most of them will start speaking up. So at the moment you can see PDP is gradually dead, almost about to be buried. So anybody telling you they are in PDP and they are supporting, they are just PDAPC members already. They were even ab initio. So it's not as if they are just trying to cross carpet at the moment or anything. But when the time comes, I also tell you, even those of them who are doing this out of fear will remove fear, because it will get to a time when they will begin to find out that the powers will no longer be exercised much on them, because it is the 11th hour. At the 11th hour, most of them will start, doing themselves. You understand? Because there's no way the opposition will keep quiet like this and go into 2027 election with this. As you can see, the opposition is gradually taking shape. And once it takes real form, I can tell you, you will see mass defection again to the opposition.
All right.
Because the way it is now, I can tell you, the opposition will definitely remove the ruling party currently.
All right. Thank you.
Very, very.
Thank you very much, comrade.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. And to come back to our guest in the studio, I remember sometimes in 2023, God bless PDAPC. So is that what we are doing, or God bless PDANNPPAPC, or what exactly are we doing with this open endorsement of the president?
What we are actually doing is a mockery of democracy.
The mockery of democracy.
That's what we are doing. You see, just barely weeks ago, the APC and PDP was calling on Obi to come into the party for a ticket. Also extending hand of fellowship to the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. I wrote an article and I said it's just a death trap for the obedient candidate, that if he dares it, he's just actually building his ditch. However, in reality, we already know that Wike has taken over the PDP. And these are actually reality of long-term investment in the party when he was the governor of Rivers State. He invested in the party and he kept the party moving. So he has returned to grab the party and hand it over to the incumbent president. However, there's something that we need to clear. Politics for 2027 does not just end by speculation. It ends with detailed work pattern, plan, framework, a better ideology, and a well-sound coalition. If that is achieved, then the shenanigans being practiced by the APC will just be a mirage. You should know for free and for a fact that the voters has lost faith in their leadership, in their political leaders. So no matter what you see playing, stage manage, decamp, and whatever, those individuals that are decamping into the ruling party has lost faith in them being re-elected. They only want to use the instrument of power to see themselves back in office. So it should be clear, and there's no doubt about that. Okay. And however, endorsing the incumbent president by the PDP, some people will tell you that
not just the PDP alone, even some other.
Yes, no. Let's mention the PDP. Okay. Let's mention PDP. Okay. Endorsement by the PDP is just to tell you that in the next few weeks, another group will come out from the PDP to tell you that that statement was wrongly passed, and that it was not the true reflection of the PDP, words and actions. But I want to keep it like this. Okay. We still have a long way to go. We have a lot of political moments being enrolling into reality and more pictorial evidence. Some people are talking about P2B, and I want to ask, do you know any party in which P2B belong to today? Because
he's floating.
Yes. Reason, I want us to be realistic. P2B, as it stands today, is like an independent candidate. And in our Nigerian Constitution, in our Electoral Act, we don't have a platform for an independent candidate to run.
But he's still a card bearer of the Labour Party.
He can be a card carrying member of Labour Party, but the Labour Party themselves, whom the court has upheld to be the leader of the party, does not recognize. Yes.
Not the
you understand? Has a fracas with him. I want you to remember.
They have not openly come out
No.
to say he is no longer a member of their party.
You have to read the handwriting on the wall.
They should say it clearly.
You don't need to say it.
No,
actions.
What
we are trying to say, you cannot say.
I have been in this studio, yes. And you have said. I have been in this studio.
P2B is
he's still a member of the Labour Party. He's still a member of the Labour Party.
No, we can attest to that fact.
That's what I said.
P2B is a member of the Labour Party until he says I have resigned.
Exactly.
And you will know.
Please, I want you to give me this opportunity. Let me hear my mind.
Is not also recognized by INEC. So Abure is on his own, Labour Party is on its own, and P2B is still a Labour Party member. Let's not deceive ourselves. It is very clear. If he is making obvious movements to align with the coalition, that does not mean he has moved away. Just
please
watch when article left PDP. It was open.
That he's gone. Exactly.
Please, I want to correct you. Please, give me the platform to really
come back to you.
I want you to have what happened in Anambra State. There was a parallel primaries. And what happened at the end of the day? The same Abure you are talking about is his own candidature was recognized. So what are we talking about? Please, in this studio, I was there in this studio, and you are talking about APC hijacking the PDP, hijacking other political parties. Was there any place written in the manifesto of APC that they hijack any political party? We are talking about body language. And when you are making a statement on body language, that is a statement because action speaks louder than words.
The law does not recognize body language. All we are trying to say is Labour Party as a body.
If the law does not recognize body language, yes. The Labour Party said they have had a coalition with the ADC. Why was the P2B in that coalition?
The Labour Party had not still come out to say P2B is no longer a member of their party.
I'm coming.
So let's not read meanings into
No. See, there's something that we must take home.
Yeah.
And we must understand the fact. It's not about ranting. It is not about emotional feelings here. Okay. P2B is a sound candidate, yes. But the way he's going, his so-called party has been hijacked. He has no grip over Labour Party. and he has just standing as a one-man mandate team. It has no room in our constitution.
Okay, sir.
Listen,
okay,
I'm coming. Let me get to.
You know,
in our political history, there is always this time frame given to any politician to participate and identifying his or herself with a political party. You cannot be making press statement and saying, I want to be a one-term president, and you are not making it under any political platform. You are going around lobbying, telling Nigerians, will they give you a one-time president under which party? We vote political parties and not individuals. So you cannot be making press statement on a daily basis of making or being a one-time.
We don't vote political parties, sir.
We vote individuals. We vote political. No. Please, you are getting that wrong.
Let me say something, Bolo.
Okay, comrade, hold on a minute. Comrade, hold on a minute, please. Comrade, hold on a minute. Comrade, hold on a minute.
Let's allow comrade. Comrade, speak, please.
He has the right to declare whatever number of tenors. If he says I cannot even, okay, let's assume he feels he will only be able to run for one term, because probably after that one term he might be sliding into 70, and he wouldn't want to, be in political position as at that time. What will you say? No. So the point is that he is allowed to, make his choice. That he is in Labour Party is not in doubt. That all these body languages is not recognized by any known law. Until that time, see, if you tell me that he should keep quiet because his political party have been hijacked by the ruling party, then it means he is dead, and the political party upon which he wants to use to.
There's a room for him created by the ADC.
All right.
And I felt he should embrace it and dialogue with the political actors.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. Just to put this straight, Comrade is the chairman of the Labour Party ward, one of the Labour Party wards under Oshodi Solo local government area. Comrade, am I right, sir?
You are right, 100%.
All right, so I believe he knows. Maybe he has more information.
Okay, no. Does he know that their party is still in shambles? Does he know that their party has been hijacked? Does he know that their party cannot be able to boldly say, this is our national chairman?
For the records, in the Labour Party structure as we have today, we have Senator Nenadi Usman as a factional chairman of the party. We also have Comrade Julius Abre as another factional chairman of the party, and I believe Mr. Peter Obi, I don't know which of the faction, but with what we see on the media, he is in bed with the Nenadi Usman faction of the Labour Party, and in some of the recent public shows that we've seen, they've been in touch and talks with the African Democratic Congress that is led by the former Senate President, Senator David Mark. And Julius Abre is another faction on his own, and they have been in court and they have been having a back and forth. While the court legally recognizes Comrade Julius Abre as the factional as the chairman of the party, the INEC recognizes Senator Nenadi Usman as another factional chairman of the party. And we also believe that Mr. Peter Obi also has his own right, to go in bed with any political alliance, coalitions, as it pleases him. And I believe that is what.
Do you know that the senator, what is her name? Nefsi Reti has decamped?
Yes.
Are you aware?
Yes.
Are you aware that even the Labour Party House of Rep member, he's not, he doesn't know where he's supposed to be maybe whether APC, whether Labour Party.
Comrade Chidebere Okeke, just in 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes, please, your thoughts on all of this. Your thoughts, yeah. In 2 minutes, please, because we are out of time now and we need to call it a day. Comrade, your thoughts.
Okay, thank you. The point, in conclusion, I think we should understand that Mr. P2B has his rights to identify with the chairman whom he feels delivers the party, and he has identified with Nenadi Usman, which INEC also recognizes currently as the national caretaker chairman of Labour Party. That is a summary. So it's on that is my summary here. The coalition, ADC coalition, he also has the right to identify with any coalition that will deliver Nigeria, and he has also said many times, countless times, that he's still in Labour Party and he has not become to any other party. So that is the take home for everybody listening to this program. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much. You said something, and I will be taking you up on that. You said that he is free to associate and mingle with whoever he wants to mingle with, but the law of anti-party, is there any law banning such movement in the Labour Party? Because for the older political parties like APC and PDP, we have laws banning or restricting their members from identifying with any other member of any member of any other political party that is different from theirs. And as we can also see this morning with PDP issuing stern warning to their members. Please. What do you make of this in 30 seconds? Then we'll move to another topic in 30 seconds, please.
Restrictions, and Senator Nenadi Esther Usman has said on many occasions that the party is solidly behind P2B in the coalition movement. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We will be moving to the next topic. I think just recently there's a radio station that suspended their GM, their general manager, for criticizing the Ebonyi State governor. And now I want us to move away from Labour Party and what have you just in 60 seconds, your pick.
See, you see, there's a trend that the APC government is invoking, but that trend might burn their fingers. Okay. If anybody comes out to bring opinion or criticize any unholy reforms, then that person is suspended or a sledgehammer is used on that person. It will really burn them. It will really burn them. And they don't know, the issue that they have started indirect political war. And that war they have started, they believe that they have gotten their base and let them use all the instruments of power against any individual that airs their view. But it's unfortunate that the gladiators that are assembling, that are getting their ass together, might have an antidote to this political malaria. And it will be very, very unfortunate when they use the real therapy against them. They should try as much as possible to accommodate criticism in order for them to serve Nigerians better.
All right, thank you very much. Comrade, your parting word with that report.
Yes, I want to urge Nigerians to stay safe wherever you are. I know the security situation of the country is not very good. Please stay safe and keep praying to God for your safety anywhere you are. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
All right, Somto, your final words.
God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much. And that is the much that we can take on the show this morning. As we start this week, one thing is certain: Nigeria's future will be shaped by the courage of its people and the integrity of its leaders. It's time for leadership that rises above self-interest, leadership that listens, serves, and delivers. And it's time for all of us as citizens to set the standard, to speak up, and to work together for the Nigeria we know is possible. This is our home, our story, our shared destiny. Let's make this week count and take one step closer to the Nigeria we dream of. Good morning once again. God bless the Federal Republic Nigeria. I remain your anchor, Boluwatife Adigboye, and bye for now.